Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and genders all across the spectrum. This is not an episode of Jiving with Jack, but it is a Pop Culture Corner presentation. Actually, every episode of Jiving with Jack is a pop culture presentation. But we're doing something a little bit different today, or rather, I'm doing something different today. And it's a brilliant idea that I had about 15 minutes ago, and I feel kind of stupid of not doing it, and basically music video reactions. And the truth is, I watch music videos all the time. If there's a new video, I check it out. And why I never thought of doing that for the podcast, I'm not as smart as I think I am sometimes, but I figured, why not? So if you're new to the channel, if this is your first time checking us out, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. This one's going to be a hot one. This is Tom MacDonald's Brainwashed. And he has been controversial, and I love controversy. See, I don't lie about it. Other people, they lie. They're like, I avoid controversy. Liars. Everyone loves drama. Everyone loves controversy. But speaking of Tom MacDonald, I know he's considered kind of to the right, although he himself doesn't classify himself as either left or right. I've heard he attacks both sides. He did a song called White People a couple of years ago, or White Guy or something. I was not that impressed. I know that he kind of went viral a couple of times in the last few years. However, a couple of months ago, he did two songs that I did hear that I kind of did like. I didn't agree with everything in it politically, but he did a song called Clown World, which I liked, and he did one called Snowflakes. In Clown World, he kind of, I felt, took a little bit of shot at the trans community, but in the music video for Snowflake, he actually did have Blair White, who is trans, but also Republican. So I don't know if that balances out. But let's get to it. If you're new to the channel, again, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let's get to it. All right. So I have it queued up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to I have the closed captioning on just because I guarantee you I will be pausing this. And what I'll do is, just for now, I'm going to get rid of the we do it for you and the culture thing, although we do it for you and we do it for culture. So let's see how this goes. Are you excited? I am. All right, here we go. Boy, I hope he doesn't curse in this.
Half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity, gossip, popular.
Right off the bat, he went after the vaccines. But he said something interesting. Let's see if I can go back. I know. He said, half the country fell asleep, but they scream woke. It's actually some clever wordplay there. I actually like that. All right. He's talking about vaccines. I hope he's not an anti-vaxxer. We're not. Here at Pop Culture Corner, we say if you can get vaccinated. But, all right. So that's just the first 4 seconds. I think we're going to be here for a while.
Scream woke. We're distracted by vaccines and TV shows, politics, celebrity, gossip, popular, neat quotes. Black lives, white lives, which lives mean most? We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most.
Shit. Did he actually just say that? Oh my God. Oh my God. Did he actually just say that? Oh, crap. I mean, I agree with him. We should give our soldiers more than one day. I mean, you get Veterans Day and then you get Memorial Day for those who have died. They just get one day. We don't take care of our veterans in this country. We give a lot of lip service to it. You know, we put them on TV. Whoever the president is at the time, will take pictures with them. But other than that, we actually don't do much for that. So I agree with him there. But, I don't know if I agree with that Pride Month thing. And Caitlyn Jenner's a Republican. She's, I think, if you are a Republican, Tom MacDonald, she's your tribe. So, you know. But then again, so is Blair White. So here we go.
We only dedicate one day to remember our fallen soldiers, the men and women who died young. But if you come out the closet as Caitlyn Jenner, you're a hero and you get a whole Pride Month. The most dangerous pandemic's propaganda from these clowns. Only mask that's gonna save us is duct tape on their mouths. Don't speak. We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth. Like big.
Okay, I will say this. I heard his other songs. He has gotten better as a rapper. Like, I'm not saying like Look, I grew up in North Philly. I live in North Philly. I grew up listening to rap music, and you can tell when someone's good. He has gotten better. He's got a little bit more. He's got more rhythm and flow in this one. That was kind of my issue with the one where he's in a classroom and he's like yelling. I don't know what that was. I think that was white boy. Like, I'm a white boy, and I'm like, okay, dude, it's cool. I ain't got a problem with that. But yeah, he talks about the media. All right, well, let's keep going. I kind of see his point with the media. I do not like the media today, left wing or right wing. I think both of them are just biased. So when you get the news, you're not really getting the news, you're getting an opinion. And that's not good. Whether it's MSNBC, whether it's Fox News and CNN, who says they're right down the middle, they're not. Which is a shame because I do like CNN. I do like Chris Cuomo, although these days his brother's in hot water. And I do like Anderson Cooper. But you can tell that they're definitely trying to take a perspective. And while I have nothing against that, this goes back to Cronkite in Vietnam. The media is definitely very biased. Either they're for one system or they're against one system. And there's really no unfiltered news. And I don't really blame them because people don't want facts. They want to hear their opinion. So if you're right wing, you watch Fox. They're going to tell you what you want to hear. If you're left wing, you watch MSNBC, and they're going to tell you what you want to hear. Neither side wants to hear what the actual truth is, and that's why I hate partisanship. And so far, I agree with him about that line that I don't say they lie through their teeth. That the media's kind of become like entertainment. They want to give you what you want. Or what they think you want.
We don't need to defund police, need to defund the media who lies through their teeth like Big Pharma doesn't cure you, dog, because every patient that gets cured is a customer lost. And big oil runs the world. The only wars that get fought are with the countries who have natural resources they want. Heard him claiming if a white man braids his hair and likes rap, he's appropriating culture. But if a white man acts too white, he's white trash. He's a racist, he's a bigot, he's a monster.
Okay, so yeah, listen, I'm a child of immigrants. I am for 100% taking the best aspects of other cultures. Appropriating, I think, is more like, you pretend like it's your own. But my parents are from Pakistan, and there is hardly anything Pakistani about me. I was born and raised here. I'm actually a Catholic. Pakistan's mostly Muslim. We're in Abercrombie and Fitch at the moment. I guess I'm appropriating white culture. Or is it Asian culture? A lot of Asians were A&F. But I always thought that was a stupid thing. You're in a melting pot. You're going to have different cultures melting, and it's a good thing. Do I think whites should act like whites and Koreans should act like Koreans or Pakistani should act like Pakistan? No, I think you should take the best of each culture. My parents coming to America took the best aspects of American culture. I belong to a German club, and no, there is no German in me at all. So I agree with him there. And I think he's going to hit on the stuff he talked about in that song White Boy, where people just hate white people because they're white. I don't. Many of them watch the show, and I just want to say, I love you.
Let's just have the conversation.
Okay.
Not every liberal is dumb. Not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us because we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody picking teams, not a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, and ain't you against me. How did monkey?
Okay, so I just want to say something about the government. Basically, and this goes back to the partisan thing, and this is where I might disagree with him. I think people hate the government when their party's not in charge. So, under Obama, the Republicans were very anti-government. Government's a dangerous thing. Don't give too much power to government. Pardon me, I got a little bit of allergies. But when Trump came in, the Democrats are like, you can't trust the establishment. We can't trust the elections. The elections might be rigged. And how did Trump get in? And all of a sudden, the Republicans are like, trust your government. And then Biden comes in. Now the Republicans are like, that election might have been rigged. We can't trust the system. The government's too, and it's the same thing depending on who. So people are against the government when the person they like isn't in charge. Well, maybe you shouldn't, be partisan. I hope that's the point he's making. I'm assuming he's talking about the Biden administration. So I don't know. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's just talking about the government in general. I heard he's Canadian. Maybe he's talking. Hey, Kat, who's that guy who's in Canada? Trudeau. Maybe he's talking about Trudeau. I don't think he is. But here we go. Let me go back a little bit.
It's us against them, and ain't you against me.
I
How
agree.
did monkeys become people and people?
Hold on. I agree. People are brainwashed. I mean, who sits around all day? You know what people do all day? They sit at their computer and they watch idiots on YouTube explaining things to them. Except this show. This is the one you should be watching.
Us against them, it ain't you against me. How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all
Come on, fluoride! Fluoride in the water. Hold on. Fluoride in the water, folks. Can I tell you right now, you don't have to worry about the fluoride in your water. But come on, did he have to bring up fluoride in the water? It just helps your teeth, all right? Like, you'd think if there was something wrong with fluoride in your water, someone would figure it out by now. But those chemtrails. I keep rewinding because I'm speaking over it.
How did monkeys become people and people turned into sheep? They put fluoride in the water that's keeping us all asleep. Claim they want what's best for us. I find it hard to believe because they've been selling us cigarettes since we was 18. Fake.
Dude, I remember when I was a kid, they used to have cigarette commercials with Joe Camel.
News, fake, woke, distract, and divide. You're either right or you're left or you're black or you're white. Big tech don't need a microchip to hack in your life because the phone inside your pocket is a tracking device. And
that's a good line.
Sick of rappers or Joe Biden looking like he ate 100 Xanax to censoring the president and kick.
Sorry. See, there you go. So when he said don't trust the government, he meant Biden. I wonder if he felt that way when Trump was president. I don't remember him going after Trump, but hey, that's his opinion. All right. There we go.
Or Joe Biden
but I like that
he ate 100 Xanax for dinner. Because censoring the president and kicking him off Twitter is a bigger threat to freedom than foreign ballistic missiles.
Okay. So, yes, that I will agree with. I believe free speech. I'm a radical free speech supporter, including people I don't like. If you've seen Pop Culture Corner, you've heard my opinions on free speech. I am a liberal, but I believe free speech should be unequivocal. It should be equivocal. It should be equal for everyone. I don't know if I use the word unequivocal. It should be equal for everyone. That includes the other side. As much of as a craphead our former president could have been on Twitter, even though Twitter's not government run, it's a private company. But I do believe when you start curtailing freedoms ourselves here in America, that's a dangerous sign. We should never curtail our own freedoms for the illusion of safety. I do agree with them that because foreign threats will always be there. There will always be foreign threats against the United States or the Western world at large. But when you start censoring speech because it's politically incorrect or because it's offensive, I am always of the George Carlin mind, the late, great George Carlin, may he rest in peace, used to say, hey, if there's something you don't like, change the channel. And that's what you do. You don't try to get it taken down. You just don't watch it. At least that's the way I am. And I think that's the way you should be too. For example, if you're watching this, you're choosing to watch this, right? If you don't like my opinion or my perspective on this or this guy's perspective, you have the option to watch the other YouTubers. Please don't. But at least that option is there for you. You have that choice. But today we're like, oh, I don't like what that person said, therefore I should have that person taken down or canceled. And look, I'm not saying like in some cases it shouldn't happen. There are some people who say some horrible stuff. But like, I mean, Twitter is a private company. They can do whatever they want. But I do think it's dangerous because I think it builds a militant mindset, you know, in an already tribalistic political zeitgeist. So anyway, I knew this one was going to be bad. We're only like maybe halfway through this, if anyone's watching.
You don't trust the police or the government, but you want people giving up their right to own a firearm. Why would you be comfortable if police and the government the only people on the planet with the right to buy a gun?
Oh, I never thought of it that way. I'm not against the Second Amendment, but I'm not really for it. I'm kind of neutral about it. I've never held a gun in my life. I've never fired a gun. Like if I were to be robbed, I think probably that might change my mind. But I never thought of it this way. Like, so if, let's say they got rid of everyone's guns, and we do have a gun problem in America, but the only people who would have guns would be the government and the cops. And then if you look at the left's argument, which is like, you know, that cops overshoot people too many times, well, they'd be the only ones with guns. Not that I'm saying you should shoot back, but I'm just saying, like, that's an interesting thought. I never thought of it that way. The only people who would have guns are the people in power. Oh, okay. I mean, it doesn't really change my mind any which way, but I never thought of it that way.
White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So
let me hear that again.
Convinces white people that to buy a gun. White privilege getting amplified to reinforce division. It convinces white people that they're favored by their skin, and black people getting angry because they're told they're treated different. So the conflict is between us and never with the system.
Okay, so no, they are treated different. They are, but I do think that yes, the media sometimes fosters things because it makes better ratings. Instead of trying to solve these issues, we just yell at each other. The white privilege thing I thought was kind of funny because I've met a lot of like I'm a liberal, but then I have friends who are uber left, like to the left of Stalin, um, who get more upset about things than I do. Like I'm like, dude, I'm what they call a person of color, so I've been told. But like, dude, you're getting way more mad about this than I am. Like usually humorous stuff, like if there's a joke on South Park or Family Guy, or like a comedian like Bill Burr says something, they're like, oh. How could they say that? I can't believe that's saying. I apologize for my whiteness. I'm like, stop, dude. You don't have to apologize to me for anything. All right. So like, don't, and neither do you. You know, but like they get really worked up, like more worked up than what was that movie with? I think it was Bad Teacher. Was it Justin Timberlake? He's just like, I just hate slavery so much. It makes me so mad. You can tell he's kind of like forcing himself to get upset about it. I mean, he should be upset about it, but you can tell he's trying to virtue signal. But okay. But I agree with him that, yeah, the media and stuff like foster division so that like, you know, for ratings. I don't think it's like a conspiracy. I just think like, hey, what's selling not newspapers? What's getting us ratings? And all right.
Let's just have the conversation. Not every liberal is dumb. Not all Republicans are racist. The government wants everybody fighting with their neighbors because they know that if we get along, we'll probably go against them. They can't stop us because we're ready to fight, trying to brainwash us. But we won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed. Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets. The whole world's brainwashed. It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Can I bring up something randomly? So I kind of see this point, like, okay, so during, I think it was like the World Cup or something. It was some kind of soccer final. It was England versus Italy. This was a couple of weeks ago. And England is a pretty diverse country. Like it is mostly white, but they have a lot of Africans there. I guess they're called African British, or because we say African Americans in America, but they're not African American. Like you'll hear people say Idris Elba is African American. He's not. He's from England, which that's the American part. And anyway, so they had a pretty diverse team. They got mad at the Italian team for being mostly white. I'm like, well, yeah, Italy's like 99% white. It's not a melting pot. Italy is not a melting pot. You know, America's a melting pot. So when we have diversity problems, but like I was like, and people were like, this is so problematic. I'm like, you're just sad they lost. You're just mad that the British lost and the Italians won. Get over it. But like, dude, like that is kind of brainwashed because the media, even like around the world, was reporting this. Like, you know, there were not enough people of color in Italy. I'm like, it's Italy. Italy's 99%. There are blacks in Italy. Don't get me wrong. But they're like, I think 1 or 2%. I looked it up after. I'm like, well, how many black people are there? Not that much. But anyway, so yes, people do overreact.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
Woo! Damn! I gotta hear that again. Again, I'm not saying I agree with everything you just said, but like there's some. I mean, here's the thing. If this song had come out, music video had come out, let's say 12, 13 years ago, this would have been considered liberal. This would have become like fight the system, fight the power, don't trust the media, don't trust, you know, the people in charge, don't trust authority. That used to be left wing. That used to be liberals. Like that was like when I was a kid, like don't trust the Bush administration, don't trust Cheney. These guys are lying to you. They're starting wars. Don't trust the media who basically sold you the wars and told you everything the government wanted you. Like that used to be left wing thinking. And it's kind of weird. It's kind of changed now. Like it used to be like when I was a kid, Republicans were like really like, don't play this video game. Don't watch this movie. Don't listen to this music. Don't read these magazines. And they were like that for a long time, especially during the Reagan years, like Nancy Reagan and all. You know, it's like, oh, rap music is destroying the black culture. Rap music is doing this. And these comedians are saying that. And these comedians are going too far. And nudity, women should cover up. and you shouldn't objectify women. It's wrong, and women, and all that stuff. That used to be right-wing talk, and the left was like, we're going to do whatever we want, whatever who we want, however we want. And it's kind of changed now, because this one lyric, I'm going to play it again, would have been considered left-wing, maybe even 2012, 2013 would have been considered left-wing. But I'm going to put that again. It's very kind of Orwellian, kind of like the idea of using technology to kind of control you. Again, I don't think I buy the whole argument, but I like the way he said it. Let's
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design. They can't stop us.
I like that line. I'm not saying I agree with everything you say, but I like that third verse.
We won't let freedom die. The whole world's brainwashed.
Everybody pick a team, start a riot in the streets.
The whole world's brainwashed.
It's us against them, and then you against me.
Wow. Okay. So I thought Clown World was okay. I didn't like the part where he says, I don't get it when I see a dude with a beard and some breasts. I thought that was a little going too far, but wow, that was pretty. I saw this trending, and here's the thing. He's the first artist I've heard in a long time that is counterculture. And I know what you're going to say. You're going to say that, oh, Jack, all these artists are counterculture. Like Lizzo is counterculture. I like Lizzo. She has. Oh, I should do a reaction to that. Or what was that song? Thought Shit that came out a couple of weeks ago. Like that's sort of fighting an aspect of culture, which is the patriarchy. But like when I say counterculture, like okay, so at the time I'm recording this, it's August of 2021. Apologize. And I would say that the culture is pretty much on the left, and I'm kind of okay with that. Like, Congress is controlled by Democrats. The Senate is controlled by Democrats. The president is a Democrat. The movie industry, the music industry, Twitter, the tech bros, the giants, Facebook, Instagram, they're all to the left. And sometimes having too much power can go overboard, I think, and I agree with that. I think that's not good. I'm not saying I want the other side in charge, but I do think that, especially with social media, I mean, there are certain words I can't say. Like, I had one of my shows demonetized because I mentioned the leader of Germany. I just said his name. He was the leader from 1933 to 1945, and he met an untimely death in a bunker. I mentioned his name only, and that video got demonetized. Now, we could say that, hey, YouTube or whoever, the algorithms and stuff, but it is kind of creepy. It is kind of creepy how they can do that. So in that sense, this is very counterculture. He reminds me, and I'm not just saying this because he's white, of Eminem, like 99, 2000, like early 2000s Eminem. He was talking about doing stuff to his mother, killing his girlfriend. Now, and the idea was to push, and I don't think he's even as edgy as Eminem was, but like the idea was like, these are our sacred cows. South Park does this. South Park doesn't care who you are. If you're a sacred cow, and by sacred cow, I mean something you're not supposed to make fun of, right? So like for the longest time, Christians would say like, I'm a Catholic, like, oh, you can't say this. You can't say this about Jesus, or you can't say this about the church. And as a Catholic, I'm saying I don't like it, but they have a right to say it. Nothing should be above criticism. Nothing should be above a joke. And I know there are probably people who are watching this who are maybe even on my own team who are not going to like this at all. And that's fine. But I'm glad someone is kind of poking the bear a little bit. And yes, you need those people in music and movies and television to poke the bear. Unfortunately, the movie industry is a little too woke. The music industry is definitely woke. I think it's people like Cardi B, like her music, or Lizzo, or even Megan Thee Stallion, who are kind of pushing back about, what you would call normative gender roles. And that's fine. Not saying that you should force your kids to watch that or anything like that. Maybe I should react to the new Lizzo video. I heard the song. It's actually pretty good. It's called Rumor. But yeah, no, I kind of like this. Again, it doesn't mean I agree with everything in it, but I like that he's poking the bear, and no artists are poking the bear. The people who think they're poking the bear, they're the bear. Think about that. The people who are saying, like, oh, we're counterculture. No, you're not counterculture. You are the culture. You are the culture. And I think it's kind of getting a little boring because I think movies and television shows are getting a little bit too safe. And by safe, I mean they're not willing to push the boundaries. They're more interested in check marks about like how, diverse something is. And I'm for diversity. I'm happy for diversity. I like that Riz Ahmed is rumored to play John Constantine. I'm kind of cool with that. I'm happy. The one I forgot the guy's name. He's going to be the Eternals. He's a Pakistani actor, Pakistani American. I'm fine with that. But like sometimes that becomes more important. But anyway, my larger point is that I kind of like him. I mean I don't agree with everything he said. I didn't like that white boy song. I thought it was a little too on the nose and a little too maybe right wing for my taste. But the Clown World song was pretty good. Snowflake was and it's very minimalist. It's just him in front of TVs. And from what I understand, he has no record label. His girlfriend, the name you saw at the end there, let me see if I can go back. What was it? Right here. You just see it right here. Nova Rockefeller, probably that's his girlfriend. It's the two of them, maybe a couple other people. And yeah, no, I like the song. I liked it. Again, I don't agree with everything in it, but I'm glad that someone is poking the bear and people are listening. And again, even if you like this guy, don't agree with everything he has to say. Think about it on your own. Come to your own conclusion. Do you think I agree with everything Eminem said when I was like 10 years old listening to the Marshall Mathers LP? Like, oh, in this song, he's killing his girlfriend, putting her in a trunk. I should do that too, and I support it. No, that's not how music works. That's not how art works. And anyone who maybe comes after this guy's like, oh, I agree with him. I think a lot of people trust the media and the government, both sides, way too much. That is not to say like you should be anti-science or anti-facts, but like you should be. People are very critical of the other side. Like left-wingers are incredibly critical of right-wing, and right-wing are very critical of the other side. I'm like, you should put those criticism on yourselves, and then you find truth. If you're just trying to hear what you want to hear, like I'm sure like a lot of right-wingers might like the song, a lot of left-wingers might hate this song, but that's not finding truth. That's just telling you what you like. That's like my mom telling me that I'm her favorite person on Pop Culture Corner, and I'm not. Her favorite person on Pop Culture Corner is not even here with us anymore. But but that's what I'm saying. That's just I liked it. I liked the song, and I think I just before I go, I gotta hear that second verse, that third verse again. Let me see if I can find it. Fighting with the neighbors. I think I can find it. It's the one where he goes to step one, step two. I kind of liked it. There we go. Let me go back a second more, and then I'll end the video. But I thought that's interesting because I think that applies both sides of the political aisle.
It's us against them, it ain't you against me.
Step 1, train the people only to consume. Step 2, infiltrate adults with the news. Step 3, indoctrinate the children through the schools and the music and the apps on the phones that they use. Step 4, separate the right from the left. Step 5, separate the white from the black. Step 6, separate the rich from the poor. Use religion and equality to separate them more. Step 7, fabricate a problem, made a lie. Step 8, put it on the news every night. Step 9, when people start to fight and divide, take control. This is called situational design.
Woo! As our friend ACS would say, that's fire. I liked it. I mean, it's minimalist. It's not like you have dance choreographers doing stuff, but that's I like that song. I like it. Maybe I'd like to hear more of what he has to say. And I wish other artists who are on the left poke the bear a little bit. Poke the bear. Nothing is above criticism. No one is above criticism. And that's how it should be, except me. I am above criticism. You hear me? You hear what I'm saying to you? All right. Yeah, that's pretty good. So look, folks, wow, this went long, but I had a lot to say about this song. Listen, if you're new, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. If you like the way we did this, I'm sure Austin might do his own reaction video because Austin has another perspective. It's not always correct, which is why he's my number 2. And overall, he's number 3. In fact, he might even be below Caden. But we all have different opinions on Pop Culture Corner. So we are not the YouTube channel that will tell you we don't like your opinion and therefore we kick you out of the chat. No, we are welcoming everyone. I would like to cover more music videos. Maybe we will. Maybe we'll look at some retro music videos from the 80s. Ooh, wouldn't that be fun? But I do want to thank you for watching. Make sure to like, share, and comment. Give me your comments. What do you think of this song? Is it offensive? Should it be banned? Should we cancel it? Should I be canceled? Cancel Jiving with Jack? Cancel Pop Culture Corner Nightly? Our podcast? Anything you don't like? Tell me. Where do you think the culture is right now? Are we heading in the right direction? Are we heading in no direction? Well, no matter what, we're here to cover it for you because we do it for you and we do it for the culture. See you next time.